would say this because what we have seen with Lebanon and Israel and Hezbollah and Iran and Hamas, that's a three-front war, guys. And can you imagine what happened when the likes of Germany was on a three-front war, or America was on a two-front war with the Allied invasion of Normandy, and then also defending and defeating Hitler, and then defending ourselves against the Japanese during World War II. Also, I do want to say I do not believe in generational conflict like the Saudis do, and the people who have continued bombardments against Israel, where they keep this grudge for generations and generations. It's very, sorry, I misspoke, not the Saudis, but the Arabs in general, and the belief in Muhammad, which is exterminating the Jews. Okay. I think it's the Galilee march that they planned, which was supposed to be an October 7th style of invasion. The Israeli army intercepted. And I follow the IDF channel on Facebook, and it's basically them saying that they have been in the tunnels of Lebanon since a year ago. They have uncovered so many dangerous weapons and munitions and terrorist plots that have been destroyed by the IDF through filling the tunnels with explosives and airstrikes. So what this means for the IDF is that they are being victorious, and they are doing it without the international support of the United Nations. And if you've read the Bible, if this is Ezekiel 38, it says that they will be standing alone with no nation support. Now, you could say and argue that the United States supported them when the 181 rockets fell into Tel Aviv airspace that were taken out by some of the U.S. destroyers. And so, yes, that is support because they are our allies. But holding or withholding weapons like the Biden administration attempted to do, and then also taking the stance of not having given them the go-ahead to invade Lebanon and just ceasefire now is the only thing that's coming out of the president's mouth, is very disheartening to people who are being killed in the streets by these terrorists. So yes, Israel being on the offensive is the most miraculous thing that I've seen since freaking David and Goliath, because that's exactly what it is. It's David and Goliath. The city of Israel, the city of David, is going up against these giants of industry, giants of territorial grounds, and giants of population, which is Iran, Lebanon, and Hamas. And luckily, the Egyptians have enough sense to not take in the Palestinian refugees. I personally believe that Palestine and the West Bank should be completely taken over by Israel so that the conflict ends once and for all. You cannot have a two-state solution. It sounds good, on the surface. And when I first heard about it, I thought, hey, that might be a good idea. But these people are incompetent. They cannot elect a leader that is not a terrorist. They cannot elect an army to govern that is not having ties to terrorism or are terrorists themselves. These terrorists have continuously told citizens to stay, Palestinian citizens to stay in their homes, to go against the occupiers. And it's the same thing with Lebanon. They are telling their civilians at the border to stay in their homes, knowing that the IDF is going to come and storm in. So what is the IDF supposed to do but warn them to leave? I would say it is the most, I was going to say it's the most strategic thing that Hamas was trying to do that failed, but there's going to be another attack, I believe, that's probably going to happen around the anniversary of October 7th. And the IDF knows about this because, when they're dealing with these terrorists, they're all about, their profit, and they're all about doing things on significant dates. And everyone has to be on alarm. Everyone has to be ready. I've seen so much footage on YouTube about when you go into the cities of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, that everyone has AK-47s, even civilians. They're just walking around, having a cup of coffee with their AK-47. And it's kind of the world that they're living in. But it should be, as of right now, because of the threat. It would make Americans proud. All the good old boys who, if they saw these teenagers with AK-47s defending themselves, it's very much reminiscent of the revolution, considering every one of the founding fathers, except maybe 3, were in their 20s when the Declaration of Independence was signed. So youth and protecting ourselves is the American spirit. So we have to support our allies who are trying to do the same, and also not handcuff them. That's why I'm so angry at Biden, because he gave billions of dollars to Ukraine, but then told them not to invade Russia. That's how you win wars, people. You invade the enemy, and then you take them down on their strongholds. Imagine if the Allies told America not to invade Germany to take out Hitler at the end of the war. Just let it be a little ceasefire and a standstill. No, we would have all died. So I would say we have to look with facts and logic. Just like Ben Shapiro says, facts don't care about your feelings. When it comes to winning wars, you don't care about offending your enemies who are sending rockets at you. You send rockets back at them until the threat is ended. So I really believe that it's an important message. I do know one thing, that I started this YouTube channel a year ago after October 7th, so I can give roughly exposure to the hostages. I made a Facebook story of all the hostages individually, and assuming that a lot of them would live, and some of them did, some of them did not. It's very sad. But those who did, I'm needing to do an update on each individual story to see how it went with them. But the world who are Christian supports Israel. Those who are unsure, a lot of times support the Palestinians. So don't let this be your social downfall if you support a terrorist organization through the likes of the government of the people of the Palestinian regime. There's a lot of places they could go. But I live in Tennessee, and the way I look at it is, imagine if Tennessee was the state of Israel and Nashville, a little tiny hub, was being led by a terrorist organization that shouts, destroy Tennessee, and sent bombs, all the way through the rest of Tennessee. It wouldn't work. So guys, I don't want to leave on a note sounding like a redneck. I am from Colorado, but I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.